Yes, everybody. Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. Happy Friday afternoon. Almost home time for us in the UK. With a weekend ahead and a fantastic match against Bournemouth to look forward to tomorrow. What more could a man ask for? But what more a man could ask for is the Hammers headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys. Check them out as per usual. News at rubberbrown.com. 3 stories to talk about. We're going to talk about a couple of transfer rumours and our new stadium owners, which we'll talk about very, very shortly. Let's get into talk about rumours. And both of these rumours are around centre halves. And actually, if anyone, why is that doing that? That's better. If anyone saw my little rant this morning, I spoke about defensively how we're sort of in a much better place, I think, than before Potter. I went through some of the stats, and how our goalkeepers are say having to make 27% less shots, less saves rather, and we're conceding 50% less goals per game average, and where that is in the league and all that type of stuff. Not sexy stats because it's about the defense rather than goals scored and XG and stuff like that. But shows that we're starting to build those foundations, and that's why I'm sticking with Potter and looking ahead to the 25-26 season, because I think this sort of interim period before I think it really kicks on in the summer gives them a great opportunity to sort that defence out. Under Moyes, our success was built on a stronger defence. Not conceding and grabbing and nicking the odd goal weren't necessarily sexy all the time, but and it's a little bit going back to that formula in terms of making sure we've got a strong base to work off. But anyway, we've been linked to a couple of defenders, and the first one is this gentleman who's actually claims to be a West Ham fan. According to my favourite Spanish media outlet, Faz Uses, West Ham and Crystal Palace are among clubs keen on the Independiente defender Kevin Monaco. And there's growing interest in him. He has a release clause of 20 million euros, apparently, with his contracts in the contract, and that will obviously be slight music to the ears, the likes of us and Crystal Palace. He's made a massive impact since joining Independiente from Brazilian side RB Braganto in January. He's only made 10 appearances, but it's been quite eye-opening how he's sort of joined the club, joined the Argentinian club, and really sort of has got some fantastic performances under his belt, and that's opened up, the likes of interest for the likes of Palace and West Ham. I think both us and them are looking at centre half reinforcements this summer, without a shadow of a doubt. And actually, the report with Injet Fajiges included a comment from Kevin in which he claimed to be a West Ham fan. He was quoted in saying, Kevin said, "I really like the Premier League. It's what I watch the most. Do I have an English team? I like West Ham." He's got the cross dammers already, God bless him. So we'll see wherever his preferences might be. We'll see if West Ham make a case to bring him in. 20 million euros, was that about 17.5? Kind of, it's weird to say, but it's kind of pump money now, isn't it? Really, about 15 million quid, nowadays is like you get an average championship defender for that, 10-15 million. So let's see what happens with young Kevin. Another centre half we'll be linked to. This one's obviously comes with a bit more Premier League pedigree, but a little bit older, is Victor Lindelof. And rumours still rumble about a move for him. His contract expires at the end of the ongoing campaign, and there's an extension of terms, but it's not expected to be delivered between him and Man United. So Everton and West Ham are both believed to be in for him on a free transfer. Obviously, he's experienced, we know. he brings a multitude of positions he can play. He can play centre back. He can play CDM as well. He's played right back as well. He's, I think, not the most. What's the best way of describing? He reads. I think he reads the game really well. Obviously, Swedish international struggled for fitness as well this season, but struggled to maybe get into Amarin's plans, which is why the likelihood he's not going to be offered the extension that's within the contract, his current contract, which does open the door for the likes of us, the likes of Everton. I think we could probably offer a better financial package. I wouldn't say that he would come in and be a first team starter. I think I think we do need sort of a decent, not backup, but a decent centre half an experienced centre half. You know, I mean, he could come in if anything happened with Todibo or Kilman, he could come in and put in a decent performance. Wouldn't necessarily say he's going to be first choice. I don't think he would be. Whether he wants to come to a club where he won't necessarily be first choice, or at least be in a position where he could be competing for the first choice, I think it would be good to see. He might prefer a move to the Saudi Pro League, you know, and get that dollar, or even dollar go to the MLS, you know. But it does seem that us and Everton are interested in him if the desire for him in his camp is to stay in the Premier League. And I think as a free transfer, I know as a signing on fee, I know he'll be on a decent wage as well. I think his experience counts, and I think we've missed that since Craig Dawson left, in all honesty. And with Zuma going to, obviously not necessarily coming back from the Saudi Pro League, and question mark what we're going to do with Ged as well. I think there's a lot of experience there, there's a lot of caps there, a lot of appearances there, which we're going to miss out on. So I think we need to bring someone in of that ilk. I would suggest you either do it's a bookend player. I would bring in, as that sort of third, fourth choice player. You either in the beginning of your career or the end of your career, and you could offer both. So we'll see. We shall see. But what we are aware of is we have new stadium owners, and they only paid £1. They only paid £1. As of today, E20 Stadium LLP is no longer the stadium owners. They changed their name to London Stadium LLP, and the London Legacy Development Corporation no longer owns it. As from today, the ownership has been changed to the GLA Holdings Limited. We spoke about it, I think it was in January. We're saying how the Mayor of London approved the change of ownership from the London LLDC to the GLA Holding, and they paid £1 for changing hands. They bought the stadium for £1. Well, they bought out the company. He also purchased the Stratford East London Holdings again for another £1. So they spent £2. Bless them. What can you get for £2 nowadays? The mayor objects his claim that the new ownership model will help rationalise the stadium's operations by creating a new London Stadium Board, and will now concentrate on those sort of arrangements, those commercial arrangements for the stadium only. So I think one of them being naming rights as well, particularly. And the funds, the GLA funds, according to Clarence Hugh, operating loss of the London Stadium to the tune of £17 million every year. 17 million quid a year what they've lost, which across, since the time West Ham have been there, God, that is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. But hey, it only cost £1. Poundland. That's what we should call it. That's what we should call it now. Anyway, peeps, thank you very much for your time. As I said, check out Hammer's Headlines. Check out neesatmotherbrand.com for latest news, reviews, and opinions. Don't forget to check out our new channel sponsors, Match Bingo, as well. We'll be talking more about that tomorrow. But until next time, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely Friday night. Much love. Bye-bye. Actually, get down to Rush Green. 7 p.m. kickoff. Under 21s. Play on Crystal Palace under 21s. Bye.